Okay, so this is how we're looking for the first week. Don't think it's too bad. I'm just going to put my mic down and spin around for you. Obviously, nothing noticeable now. Okay, so this is how we're looking in 1 week. So 1 week in, nothing crazy, obviously. Obviously, not sure how long it will take. But yeah, first time I'm doing this, getting absolutely shredded. So obviously, in a couple of weeks, you'll see more of a difference, hopefully. And yeah, this is what we're looking like. So that is what we're looking like now. And I have shaved my chest, which is probably why it looks a little bit better than the last week's physique comparison. But that's the only other change there's been. Probably should have shaved my vest chest for the last one, but I forgot to. So here we are. Not too bad, not too bad. But we're really trying to push it, and we're going to try to see how lean we really can get. And every single time I record one of these videos, it's going to be on my shoulders and arms day, which is a shame because I want to get these videos out before I go to the gym. Yeah, so no arm pump for this video, unfortunately. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run through all the exercises I did for the week, run through what I ate, any steps that I should have avoided, run through any temptations, which there definitely has been some, and also go through the meals that I've experimented with, the meals that I've had, and we'll go from there. Also, one thing I forgot to mention last week was my weight, which I can't remember now, but the screenshots that I put up were not exactly last week. They were about 3 or 4 weeks ago. But I weighed in today at 88 kilos, 88.75 kilos, so basically 89 kilos. But visually, I want to know if there's a difference. If you guys can spot any, then please leave them in the comments below. But yeah, this is what we're looking like now, and we only get leaner. We only get leaner, or try to at least. But yeah, let me walk you through exactly what happened across the week. Okay, so let's start going through the split. Okay, now let's start going through the week. Monday, it was chest and triceps and shoulders. So push day basically. Okay, standard push day, it looks like a chest fly variant and a bench press. Now I would do an upper incline movement for my upper chest, but recently I've been liking the bench press a lot, so that's what I've been doing. Although I am looking to switch it out for the hammer strength machine, the incline chest press, just so I can work on my upper chest more. I've been doing dumbbells for like the last 2 years, and I've progressed up to 45 kilos as my max now for 4 reps. But honestly, they just bore me now. So I think I'm going to move on to the hammer strength machine and probably use that for a while. But other than that, training remains the same. Overhead tricep extensions for my triceps and single arm cable push downs, of course. And then we finish off the day with lateral raises. I've been doing them on this machine here, which is the machine lateral raise. Well, I don't hold on to the bars, I put my arm just before it. I just feel like I get more motion out of it. I don't know. But I feel like my wrists and hand and grip aren't really a factor if I do it that way. So that's the reason I do it. But honestly, Monday session was great. Then we hit 20 minutes of cardio after that session, and that is something that we recur throughout the week. Now, in terms of diet, for Monday, it was okay. It was really on plan, honestly. One standalone meal that I have throughout the entirety of this cut, or that I'll probably be having throughout the entirety of this cut, is chicken and rice. Because it's easy to make, it tastes good. If you marinate the chicken properly, season it with more than just salt and pepper. And then add a few greens to it to make it look good and presentable. I feel like that helps a lot when it comes to actually adding more fiber into your diet and your meals, is making your plate look good. Making your plate look aesthetic will actually probably make you want to put more vegetables in it. That's how it works for me. I don't know, maybe that's performative. But anyway, chicken and rice, put some fiber in there. That is a meal that you should be absolutely spamming if you want to lose weight. One thing that I'm disappointed I haven't tried yet is adding more potatoes in, because I did do that before when I was initially losing weight, and I don't know why I didn't keep that up. I don't know why I didn't keep that up, so I might have to add that back in. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I had 2 chicken breasts that day, maybe some eggs here and there, and that was it. Okay, Tuesday, back and biceps. Now for my back and bicep days, they're really, really simple. 3 back exercises, 2 bicep exercises, and then we go straight onto the treadmill for 20 minutes. Lat pull downs, any form of cable row. We did single arm cable rows, big fan of those. Bit hard to set up in my gym though, I'm not gonna lie. So I may have to switch that out too. But Any sort of cable row works fine. And a T-bar row, that's the big one. T-bar row for that mid to upper back, and flare your elbows out so you can get as much stretch, contraction in the upper back. After that, 20 minutes on the treadmill, incline walking again. Now, you should not just be getting your steps on the treadmill if you can avoid it, because you don't want to be at the gym for 4 flipping hours, do you? So try to get your steps outside. That is something that I try to do during the week, throughout the week. But also simple things like parking a little bit further away, that can also get you a few more steps in. Or just do schizo steps, okay? I've seen TNF do it on TikTok. He just walks around his house. So you can do that too. Now, Wednesday was my rest day. I try not to have too many carbs during my rest days because I don't really get up to much. Normally I'm just sat at my desk working, or I'm outside walking. And I did walk on Wednesday. I went out for a walk, 20 minutes. Well, I think it was 30 minutes. And it was, I think, 4K steps, 5K steps. So that's not awful. But calories in on that day were very low anyway. So I think I had about 2,300 calories, maybe less than that. Yeah. One way to keep your diet up and keep those calories low is to just work, because you just completely forget about eating. Just do something and it won't even cross your mind. But yeah, get your steps in. All right, Thursday. Thursday is where the first set of temptation occurred. When it comes to diet, right, my dad is my biggest enemy. Soon as this man touches anything in the kitchen, it's game. He brings home donuts, brownies, flipping French chocolate, flipping croissant things. I promise you, this guy is the biggest test when it comes to my diet. And it's only when you're dieting as well, alright? I guarantee you, when I'm on the bulk, when I finally reach the point where I can bulk, there'll be none of this stuff. Nah, none of it. I get tempted in many ways. This is by far the worst. But it's okay. When things like this happen, you can eat the food. It's just, can you fit it into your daily macros? Because realistically, my maintenance is on 3,000 calories. I can have a lot of food. I can fit a lot of food in that and still be in a deficit. I may be in a deficit for longer because I've chosen to indulge, but yeah, you know. But you can make room for the foods that you want to eat. Just make sure you get your steps in, you're training hard, and you stay in that deficit. Because if you're not staying in that deficit and you're eating all this food, you're going back on yourself. It's a loop, and you don't want to be stuck in a loop. It's just a constant cycle of wanting to improve and then being disappointed when you don't, because you can't control what you eat and what you put in your mouth. It's as simple as that. And one thing you should never do is you should never try to outwork the amount of food that you put into your stomach, because it's not feasible. Like burning 1,000 calories is going to take you, what, an hour, 2 hours? And you can eat that in about 5 minutes. Less than that. But Thursday was a leg day, so it was the worst leg day in a while, I'll be honest. It wasn't exactly the most fun, but what kind of leg days are? And if anyone tells you that they enjoy doing a leg day, they're lying to you, and you shouldn't trust them. Now, other than that mishap on Thursday, our diet was pretty good. We had our chicken breasts, and we also had tuna for the first time this week in a sandwich. Now, you know me. Now, if you don't know, I love tuna. I think tuna is amazing. I think you can make it so nice. But then also mercury poisoning, and that's not nice. So we limit ourselves on that one, which is a shame because it is so macro friendly. Like 20 grams of protein for like 200 calories, sometimes even less. Sorry, it's like what, 30 grams of protein nearly. Tuna sweet corn as well. Tuna sweet corn combo is banging. Sorry, went on a little rant. But yeah, a pattern you should be noticing is that I stick to about 3 meals a day. You can have more in smaller portions, which is what I did on Friday. Now on Friday was also a bit like Monday, where it was kind of easy. It was an upper day at the gym, smashed that out the park. It's where I mix a little bit of Monday and a little bit of Tuesday together, and they make chest and back. I do shoulders and arms today, different day. So the session went pretty similar to those 2 days. It went pec deck and then hammer strength machine. Then it went to lat pull downs, cable. No, we didn't do a cable row. We did a T-bar row. So didn't do a cable row on the second back day, or second upper day. Because realistically, you only need one vertical pulling movement to grow your lats. So, and then for the first time this week, 30 minutes on the treadmill. We upped it by 10 minutes just because we kind of felt like it, to be honest. 20 minutes was enough. 20 minutes was enough, but there's no reason not to go for 30, you know? Like, an extra 10 minutes is not a lot, but it adds up over time. Like, I'm in the gym 5 days a week, so that totals up to 2.5 hours on the treadmill. So that's pretty good. And then add that up with the steps that I do from, you know, outside the gym. And it all adds up and it all is impactful. So if you can, just increase it any way you can, really. And then we got Saturday, which is another rest day. And it kind of zoomed by, I'm not going to lie. Realistically, I was eating around 2,000 to 2,500 throughout this week, just so I can keep as much strength as possible. But honestly, I'm thinking I might go a bit lower. I might decrease the calories a bit more. I feel like if I stay on 2,000 or up to 2,300, I can get away with a lot. I can still have a lot of foods that I want, and I can still cut quite aggressively, seeing as how my maintenance is about 3,000. But it's all about the way you feel. If you can, then you should. But if you start to get hungry, then you should probably, like me now, I'm getting hungry. I don't know if you heard that. But if you start to get hungry, then maybe think about upping the calories just a little bit. But as long as you stay below that maintenance, you'll be fine. So there's really nothing to worry about. And here we are on Sunday. It's actually an awkward time to upload, I'll be honest, because realistically I should upload on Monday, since I can cover the last week and then also record on the Monday. I might do that. But Sunday, give you a quick review of what I'm gonna do, I guess. So right now it is 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, I've not eaten yet. Mainly because I've not been hungry. Because I've been working. I told you, it's a life hack, but I am hungry now. So after I record this, I'm going straight downstairs and munching on anything I can get my hands on. Is what I would say if I was being an absolute buffoon. Chicken and rice, of course, you know me. Or I might have tuna, I don't know. Make it the second can of the week. But yeah, Sunday is gonna be, but yeah. So I'm gonna have a small meal now, one before the gym. Oh, actually no. I'm gonna have a normal sized meal now, go to the gym, then have another meal and then a meal after that. There you go. 3 meals a day. And usually that puts me up to 1,800 calories to 2,000. So I should be good after that, and then we'll call it a day. And yeah, hopefully the shoulders and arm session today is absolutely amazing. I feel like out of all my body parts, my arms have been a very big strong point that have grown recently. So yeah, glad about that one. But yeah, as we go through the weeks, one of my focus points is going to be my chest. I'm going to try and bring that up a lot more. It's always been a weak point of mine, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to try and bring that up and improve our shoulders. Don't really care about legs, and of course widen the back. All while being in a calorie deficit and losing that weight. My stomach is really growling now. I'm gonna end this video. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Leave a comment down below to show your support. I love every single one of you that watches these videos, and see you in the next one.